Hello and welcome to your midweek update for Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. It is a very busy day for the banking system and for millions of seniors across the country. We have money moving into accounts right now, we have the lingering effects of the holiday weekend clearing up, and we are exactly 5 days away from a major shift in the tax calendar. If you are checking your balance today, or if you are gathering your paperwork on the kitchen table, this video is specifically for you. First, let's talk about what is happening in bank accounts today, Wednesday, January 21st. If you are receiving Social Security retirement benefits, or SSDI, and your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th of any given month, today is your scheduled payday. This is the third Wednesday of the month, which is the designated payment date for this specific group. If you meet that birthday criteria, you should see your direct deposit available in your account this morning. For those of you who still receive paper checks, check your mailbox later today, as the Treasury Department mails these out to arrive by the payment date. However, we need to address a common question that is popping up this morning. Because Monday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day and banks were closed, some of you might notice that the transaction posting times are a little different than usual. Typically, pending deposits flip to available very early in the morning. Due to the holiday backlog, some smaller banks or credit unions might be processing these transactions a few hours later than you are used to. If you are in that birthday group of the 11th to the 20th and you don't see the funds immediately at 6 a.m., give it until midday. The payment files were sent by the Treasury, but the banks are playing catch-up from the 3-day weekend. Now, for those of you with birthdays between the 21st and the 31st of the month, your payment is not today. You have exactly 1 week to wait. Your direct deposit is scheduled for next Wednesday, January 28th. And if you receive SSI or Supplemental Security Income, you have already been paid for January, but you have a date to mark down. Because February 1st falls on a Sunday, your next payment will arrive early, on Friday, January 30th. So we have a lot of money moving around at the end of this month, and it is important to know exactly which day applies to you so you aren't worrying unnecessarily. Let's shift gears to the urgent update regarding the IRS. We are now exactly 5 days away from the official start of the 2026 tax filing season. The IRS has confirmed they will open the gates and start accepting returns on Monday, January 26th. This is a critical window for seniors, and I want to explain why you need to use these next 5 days very wisely. Many of you are waiting for tax refunds to help cover bills or replenish savings. The instinct is to file the second the window opens. However, there is a specific document you must have in your hand before you file next Monday. It is the SSA 1099 form from the Social Security Administration. This form reports your total benefits for 2025. By law, the SSA must mail these by January 31st, but many of you are receiving them in the mail this week. If you file your taxes next Monday without this form, or if you guess the amount, your return will be flagged. The IRS computers match what you report against what the Social Security Administration reports. If those numbers don't match exactly, your refund freezes. It is not worth the risk. Use these 5 days to watch your mailbox closely for that specific envelope. I also want to issue a warning about the refund timeline, because there is often confusion about this every year. Even though the IRS starts accepting returns on January 26th, that does not mean everyone gets a refund in 21 days. We have to talk about the PATH Act. This is a federal law that affects anyone claiming the Earned Income Tax Credit or the Additional Child Tax Credit. I know many seniors claim these credits, especially if you are raising grandchildren or have lower income from working part-time. If you claim either of those credits, the law legally forbids the IRS from releasing your refund before mid-February. It doesn't matter if you file on January 26th. It doesn't matter if your return is accepted instantly. The Treasury Department will hold that money until at least February 15th. Realistically, taking into account the President's Day holiday and banking processing times, most people in this category won't see the cash until February 27th or later. I tell you this so you don't spend money in early February expecting a deposit that isn't legally allowed to arrive yet. Please budget accordingly. While we are discussing taxes, we need to touch on the standard deduction for seniors because it has changed for this filing season. Inflation adjustments mean the standard deduction is higher for the return you are filing now. This is excellent news because it reduces your taxable income. But there is an extra kicker for seniors. If you were born before January 2nd, 1961, you are considered 65 or older for tax purposes for the 2025 tax year. This qualifies you for the additional standard deduction. For a single filer age 65 or older, you get the regular standard deduction, plus an extra amount on top of that. If you are married and both of you are over 65, you get the extra amount for both of you. This can knock thousands of dollars off your taxable income. Why does this matter? Because for some of you, it might mean you don't owe any federal tax at all on your Social Security benefits. But you have to file correctly to show this. Make sure your tax software or your tax preparer checks the box for your age. It seems simple, but it is often overlooked, and it is money that belongs in your pocket, not the government's. Another item to watch out for starting today is the new wave of tax season scams. Criminals follow the calendar just like we do. They know that starting next week, millions of seniors will be thinking about the IRS. You might start seeing emails or text messages claiming to be from the IRS, saying there is a problem with your return or that you need to verify your identity to receive your refund. Please remember the golden rule. The IRS does not initiate contact by email, text, or social media. They do not call you and demand payment by gift card. If you get a message saying, "Click here to claim your pending refund," delete it immediately. That is a scam designed to steal your Social Security number. The only way to check your refund status safely is to use the official Where's My Refund tool on the irs.gov website, which will go live with updated data a few days after the season opens on the 26th. Let's circle back to your banking and budget for a moment. With the new year fully underway, you should have received your first full benefit check with the 2026 COLA included. I want you to take a close look at that deposit amount today if you are in the payment group. Does it match the letter you received in December? Sometimes, adjustments to Medicare Part B premiums or tax withholdings can change the final net amount. If the amount in your bank account today is lower than you expected, check to see if your Medicare Part B premium was deducted. Remember, the standard Part B premium increased this year. If you were previously held harmless or had a lower rate and your income changed, you might be seeing that new premium rate for the first time. Also, check your tax withholding status. If you asked for voluntary tax withholding from your Social Security check, that comes out of every single payment. It is better to catch a discrepancy now, in January, than to wonder why your checks are short for the rest of the year. For those of you waiting for next Wednesday, January 28th, the same rules will apply. Banks will be operating normally, so you shouldn't see the delays that some folks might be experiencing this morning due to the MLK holiday. And for my SSI beneficiaries, that January 30 payment is coming up fast. That will be your payment for February. This means you will not receive a payment in the month of February itself because you are getting it early. It is not a bonus, it is just a schedule shift. Please make that money last through the entire month of February. To recap the urgent points for today, Wednesday, January 21st. If your birthday is between the 11th and 20th, your Social Security payment should be in your account today. If you don't see it yet, give the banks a few hours to catch up from the holiday backlog. The IRS tax season officially opens in 5 days on January 26th. Do not file until you have your SSA 1099 form. And if you claim the Earned Income or Child Tax Credits, prepare for your refund to arrive in late February, not early February. Thank you for tuning in to this midweek update. I know the financial rules and dates can get complicated, but staying ahead of the calendar is the best way to protect your money. I will be here with another update as soon as the IRS filing window opens or if we get any breaking news regarding Social Security adjustments. Have a safe and wonderful Wednesday.